Hello everyone, this is Cosmonautica, and today, in as short of a clip as I can, I'm going to present to you crew management and the scout option. Now, when you're gonna first start the game, you're not gonna have that many credits. You're mostly going to spend them on the ship, and very few credits are going to go towards your crew members. It depends, but basically that's the most, for the most of you, that's what's going to happen. Before I actually jump within and how to hire people, so crew members, because you're not going to have them like this when you're going to first start the game. You're just going to have the ship and that's it. You need to hire them. You're going to hire them from here. You click this. So this is where you're going to get your members, your people, your crewmates and such. So first of all, I'm going to show you what this panel over here is. As you can see, things differ depending on which of the member crew you actually click. This is their sort of panel, their managing sort of panel. So this is happiness, or I guess otherwise known as, I don't know, yeah, let's go with happiness. Then over here there's the health. This is the how much sleep they need, how much food they need, how much toilet time they actually need, and how much bathing. Now you're not gonna have all of this as you're gonna first get your crew members, especially if they're level 1. At level 1 you're only gonna have bathroom and eating. I think there's toilet privileges as well, but I can't really remember, to be honest. Oh well, whatever. Doesn't really matter. This is the first 3 basics that you really need to kind of install into a ship anyways. The other 2 over here, it's actually on this member crew, which for me has level 5. All of the rest are level 4. So the other 2 pop up or appear as they progress through level. If crew members are getting leveled, they're going to have more needs. They're going to be more efficient at what they do, or the skills that you actually select for them when they level up. But they will also have more needs. That will mean more money, more time, and more space within your ship is going to be allocated towards the, I guess, I don't know, priorities of the crew. And when you're going to have a rust bucket like this one, you're not going to have that much space to fiddle inside of it. So keep that in mind. You really need to keep it sort of only the necessities. For instance, I have no medical bay and they do get sick, but to my luck, I have a pretty resistant crew. Only a few of them go sick now and then. And when they go sick, they're not going to do their jobs. And that's a problem. Okay. Moving on. Now, how are you actually going to go about hiring things? You're going to have only the ship and that's it. You're going to outfit the ship. You're going to be left with some money, not that much though. And now, how you actually outfit the ship depends on how you want to play the game. All of the crews should have, so you'd have as least many problems as possible, and in your gameplay should have sort of a magical trio. The trio is a pilot, a cleaning guy, and a repairsman. This tree is going to keep your ship sort of fast, tiptoe as cleanness, so less sickness within it, within the crew members, and the repairing dude, the repairing guy, is pretty much going to keep the individual parts of the ship in top, I guess, functionality, so they wouldn't break down, because if they break down, and they do take a while to break down, but not that much, they're not going to function anymore. That's a room or parts of the ship that they're not going to be accessible, or even if they're accessible, they're not going to be usable. So that is a problem. Okay, that's pretty much the basics, I guess, what you need to know about what type of crew members to hire. Now, there are a few ways you can actually play the game. You can be a tradesman, which I would suggest, at least through my gameplay, to my experience, you will have only a skeleton crew of 3, the pilot, the repairsman, and the cleaning guy, or woman, or whatever, alien, whatever you're gonna get. If you're gonna go hauling people, so like a taxi, you know, solar system or intergalactic or whatever taxi, and not that much with trading goods, you can go with the trio as well. There's no problem there. They may have a bit more necessities, or maybe a 4th crew member. It depends. Maybe a medic, or it doesn't really matter that much. But you need to keep in mind that you always need to have as less members of a crew as possible, because they do take wages, and if you gather all of them up, if you have like 8 people, which is the topmost number of crew members you can have on one ship, basically, or on the ship, if they're gonna have like 20 credits per day, That's not that much, but if they're level 5 and they're going to be like 60 credits a day, you can do the math. That's not going to be that good for you. You're going to do a run, but you're probably going to go with no profit, or even you're going to lose money. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we've been over the tradesman and the howling people sort of type, and a few more tips. If you want to be a pirate, you're going to need a lot of shooting people and a hacker, or maybe even two, who knows. One should be just about enough. So that means different rooms within the ship and different crew members. You're also going to have to need a trio, but you're going to need at least one shooter and one hacker, at least, I would say, if you want to go pirate-wise. So that would be a crew crew of 5. That would be, I guess, the wisest sort of choice, even for a pirate type of gameplay. If you want to go hauling goods that are actually illegal, so a smuggler, you can also go with a trio, but you're also, well, the trio is not going to be enough. You're going to need a 4th member. Now, if you're going to shoot someone, shoot it. You're going to need a shooter, and that's it. But otherwise, you're most likely going to need a 4th one, besides the trio that we already talked about, a hacker. You're going to need a hacker to sort of camouflage your goods, or attack the other ships that want to attack you, and something along those lines. You're gonna see it if you're gonna play it, basically. Okay, so we've been over how many crew members, what type of gameplay you actually want to play, or we've been over this sort of panel that individual crew members have. Now, how you can actually hire them. When you're gonna first start the game, you're not gonna have any crew members. You're gonna go to this job market sort of thingy. You're not gonna have the star ones. I'm gonna show you in a bit what's with the star ones. They have like nothing special, except they're more expensive, sort of, in a way, I guess. You're gonna have all of these, let's say. So this 4 and this scout option. Okay, so this is a level 1. He's a cleaner. It's good. Okay, you could take it. He actually likes plans of sorts, and seems not to have any sort of traits that can be good or bad. You kind of need to know them by name. Also, this you're gonna need to know it, what it actually means, because there's no tooltip about it. This one is a cook. Now, you could go with a cook, but to be honest, if you just get a tonomatic or a tonomat of food, it's going to be enough. You're not going to need anything else food-wise. You're not going to need a cook. He's not going to cook anything anyways, because you're not going to have enough space within your ship to install the room in which he can actually cook. Okay, this other one is actually also a cook. We don't care about them. And over here we have a level 2. This is what this sort of insignias or bubbles or whatever. Okay, doesn't matter. So this numbers over here represents the level of the individual you actually want to hire for your crew. It is a scientist. Now you're going to use a scientist if you want to discover other things, but I'm gonna go over that basically on another tricks and trips sort of video when we're gonna go into science and a lot of other stuff. Okay, so as you see, most of them have different sort of initial payment to get them, and as they are higher in level, so more money you need to pay for them. This over here actually means per unit of day how much money you're going to spend for that crew. So this is basically the salary. So for a level 1 it's a 23, sorry, from a 20 to a 23. So I don't think I ever found a 20. I think a 21 was the lowest that I actually found. And as they will level up, and as they are leveled up, if you're gonna buy an already leveled up one guy, or whatever, that guy, crew member, their wages are going to be higher. For instance, let me show you actually. So actually you need to know about this. You're gonna use a lot the close node, this thingy, and you have this tabs over here. So tasks is what we're gonna go about for crew members and crew management and the crew. So if I'm gonna go at my pilot, he has a wage, so salary of 45. He's a level 4. This one is a 49 and he's a level 4. He's the repair guy. This is our doctor, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, medic and cleaner. So you can have two sort of skills within one crew member. Actually, you can have about three to four of them, if I'm not wrong. And these are special abilities that can be with upsides and downsides to it. They can actually help you get less sicker or maybe even sicker than normal, and so on and so forth. This is what they actually think about their morale for that period of time you're actually looking. And this is if you wanna promote it. As you can see, I can promote it to level 5. We're gonna go a bit over that really fast. I'm not gonna do that because he's going to get more needs, more salary at not that much efficiency. With 2 levels in cleanness, I have no problems within the ship that I have right now. For the repairer, I got as much level as I could for now, and I'm not gonna promote him either. We could try to get another sort of skill, but it's random. You don't know what you're going to choose, so it could be like anything, something like we don't really need. Let me show you here. We had the shooter level 4, and I said, maybe I'll get another skill, you know. Maybe I'm gonna get a repairman, or maybe, I don't know, something else, something different that I already have. And I got the medic, which I don't really use. And we also have this medic, this is our scientist, so the medic this is for now at least, in the crew that I have, it's useless. It's just useless. Doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna keep him anyways because it's the one I kinda got in the beginning. I don't wanna fire him. Okay, so we've been over all of this. Now, all the crew members do different tasks. You can actually change those. For instance, the shooter is one of the most lacking in tasks. It will only get tasks if you get into battle. Is going to operate the turret, because that's what I got, and that's about it. But in the meantime, when you're not actually in combat, she's just, in my case, she's just going to be lazy and stay around and do nothing. That's not helpful. Yeah, that's why I actually tried to get a different sort of skill for her, so you can actually give her a task to do to help the ship, because I'm not doing that much fighting anyways. Okay. So this is sort of an upside to shooters. You're gonna need to watch out for that. The other one, the scientists, most of them are just going to come from the basic with 2 periods of working time and 2 of leisure time. They're all the same. I didn't change it. It's doing pretty fine. You don't really need to live only 1 leisure time and more work. For me at least it goes just about fine with no problem, just leaving it as the default. If you really need to do more science or do it faster, okay, they're gonna pretty much sacrifice some leisure time, some sleeping or whatever, and go with another science thingy. Okay, so this is task, this is crew. We don't really care about the others because it's not in the crew management sort of category, or whatever that's called. Now, I probably missed some steps, I don't even know. I kind of want to go over one thing again. As they will level up, they will get more needs, and that will take more of your money, time, and space within the ship to fulfill those needs. Another thing that's actually important, I'm gonna need to go down here again, and the crew, are their preferences. Now, if they have similar preferences, they will engage in talking and in relationships, and that will lower basically their need times or their needs, some of them at least, or to some degree. If they are really different and none of them match up in either way, you're gonna have a problem because they're sort of gonna get into fights. You're gonna have more maybe random events that are going to downsize the morale of the people from the crew, and also they're gonna need more leisure time, and the crew is not gonna be that efficient. That's something to keep in mind. It's not that important, but it is important enough for me to actually really go in depth with it. Okay, let's go to the scout sort of option, so I know I've done this. So if when you start a game, like in this case, make abstraction of the star ones, that's because I actually used the scout. That's what the star actually means. I used the scout function and it gave me 4 people with level 3, 2 and 1, although I only asked for level 1. So that's one thing to know about the scout. If you're gonna try to find a pilot, it could be that it will give you no piloting within the people that he's going to find. And if you're gonna ask for level 1 or 2, he may just end up giving you a whole other bunch of levels. So the scout itself is not well, it is efficient in a certain situation, but it's going to really cost you money, because if you're going to use the scout, let me show you up here. So let's get the pilot, right? So I'm going to set a plus, that means level 1 pilot, and this is going to try to look for them. If he's going to do that, I need to post a job offer. It's going to cost me that much credit, and afterwards when we're gonna go back into this sort of menu, we're gonna have a bunch of people, maybe. It never happened to not give me any people, to be honest, but you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe even more, who knows. They're gonna it actually happened to me that there was no pilot within them. I had just other skills that I basically didn't need because I already had them. So you need to keep that in mind. And I was actually talking that if you're going to use the scout, you're going to use the money that he wants over here, and afterwards you're going to spend more money on the guy you actually want to hire. There you go. This is its cost. Cost-wise, it's not going to get more money from the guy you're going to hire, so the cost is not going to be higher. It's going to be pretty much the same as it would have been right from the start within this board or menu or whatever. So this is what you need to know about the scouts. It's not always so very reliable, and it's also going to burn some of your credits. Now, I don't really know if I actually missed anything, at least crew-wise. I mostly talked about the trading sort of crew. That's how I actually played the game for the most part. If you want to go more outlawish, you're going to need at least one shooter, at least one hacker, and the trio, the cleaning, the repairman, and the pilot. You could go without some of them, but not for a long run, not for a long time. You're gonna need them anyway at some point. It's sort of the best thing as it is. It would be actually to have crew members with more than one skill set. So not there, over here. So not just a medic, also a cleaner, so it can do both functions. You're not going to do them that well, but at least it's going to do them. And another sort of a tip, and this is going to be the last one. This is, I think, the one I actually forgot. Don't jump on promoting your crew members that fast. Keep them at level 1 to 3 as much as you can for as much of a long of a period as you actually can. Why is that? Because if you're going to do a run that's going to win you, I don't know, let's say about, so compared to what you actually bought the item, let's say you spent 2,000 credits, you're going to win about 3,000 if you're going to sell them at that space station. You're going to win only 1,000, but in this process is not included, even the game does not include the wages of the crew. If you're going to have a 3 crew at level 4, you're going to pay around 150 credits. Now that's per unit of day. If you're going to travel between 2 planets in, let's say, 5 units of time, not of day, so units of time, so about 5 days sort of, that's going to cost you 150 or 5. So multiplied by 5, that's about 750 if I'm not wrong. My math is not that good. So that's a lot of money. Basically, on the overall, you would have just won about 250 credits. That's not that much. So keep that always in mind. And I said this is going to be a short clip. Apparently, it's a pretty long clip. We could actually transform it into a full episode. So with that being said, if you enjoyed the clip, give it a big like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you want more information, just put it in the posts. I'm going to read them, and I'm going to try to answer to them as best as I can, at least to my knowledge. Okay, see you guys around.